Over to you, Paul.
All right, I'll just swap the camera now.
Yeah. If you guys go to Paul's camera picture at the top and click on the three little dots, you can pin him so he stays center screen.
Is that in focus?
Perfect.
All right. I'm going to start off with some buzzers to start with. So this is just a quilled buzzer. I always find if you start off with a light thread under a strip quill, it stands out a lot better than if you do black thread or anything like that. And just work your way down nice and smooth.
Is that on the 12, Paul?
12 buzzer hook, yeah. And then I've got some quills I've done in some paraffin wax. You can see there. Just strip one off. 1 second.
Show them what you do with your nails so they can see it. It's perfect, it is.
I can't do everything. 1 second. There you go. You strip one fibre off, and then you about a 1/4 inch at the time. Just run it down with your nail,
and the wax takes the hurl off.
Strips it off lovely, and it makes it a lot more supple to work.
There you go.
That's it. And work your way up nicely. And come about 2/3 up. And go back down again. About 1/3. And then come back up again. Just put a tiny bit of taper in, not massively. And leave that there. And get your hackle pliers. And take your time and do touching turns up the body. First few of the hardest because you've got to keep missing the point. I'll see that.
Perfect.
And then tie that off. 2 or 3 turns over the top. And then get rid of your waste. And then I'm going to tie, I've got some Mirage medium. You don't have to use this, you can just put the wing buds either side, but I just think it adds a bit to the fly if you put this on. Tie that down to the and come up. And then you want a couple of ghost biots, whatever colour you want. I've got some fluorescent green here, and you want one each side. And I'll put one at a time. Some people put both together, but I don't think it much matters in the end. As long as you've got one either side, the head, it doesn't really matter. I've tied them so that the shiny part against the fly. And if you leave that there and change your thread to black, tie that all in. Make a nice black head. And bring your wing buds over. Just spin your thread a bit just to make it a bit tight, and then that'll help you take the wing buds off. So you make sure you got one either side. Pull the thread tight, and then cut them off, and then pull the mirage over the top. And then cut that off. And whip finish. And then it's up to you whether you want to put 2 or 3 coats of varnish. I think for quickness I'm going to use a bit of UV. And just pop a bit on. Spread it out. A bit of UV. And try a little bit more. This is a medium viscosity. You can use the light or the medium, but you don't want too much. You all happy with that?
Tidy.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, okay. Right. Next little border I'm gonna, I think this is a Lindsay Simpson pattern. I think it's called a vicar or a priest, one of the two. Same up again, size 12. Start off with your black thread. Any questions, just ask as we go along, or whenever. And then I thought I picked a bit of black flexifloss, but this is a dark green. It will show off a bit better, but you know, normally it's with the black flexifloss, doesn't matter, I don't think. Tie that down and then work your way back up. Sorry about that. And do the same again, come back at 2/3 down. And come back up again. And then pull your flexifloss tight at the bottom and make a rib effect. And as you come up, take some of the tension off. And you get like a tapered rib effect. Tie that off. Is this shape all right? I think with the green it shows up a little bit better, but you can normally use black, but
bit more definition in there against the black.
It's a very dark green, so I don't think it matches either way. But you know, the original got black, but that's I picked the wrong one up. And then what I've got here is some what's it called now? Unimile of white. Which way? That way. Can you see that? No.
Yeah.
House mirrored. It's a really white plastic rib. What I want to make is like a collar. I'll tie that on. You just want one band. Well, I've seen people use things like PTFE tape and things like that, but that's it. Quite a simple fly. That's always called the vicar or the priest, whichever one you want to call it.
Yeah, it's the vicar, it is.
Vicar. Oh, I know it was one of them. Couldn't remember. The vicar.
Yeah.
I'm the same again. Put a bit of UV on there. Do with the UV. Okay. That's some right there. Can't see the. I've got the wrong glasses to see the screen a minute.
Oh, it's looking good, Paul.
All right. Okay then. All up with that? Any questions? No?
If you guys have any questions for Paul, if you unmute yourself, ask the question and then remute.
Right, next off, I'm going to do a couple of holes. And get the up box. This is a size 12. Some brown thread. And some copper wire. This is a fine copper wire. I always like to tie mine on before I put the tail in. It just saves a process as you're going down the hook shank. And all the way down to the bend. And yeah. And you want some pheasant tail. And for 12 you want 5 strands or so. Always count the strands, and then you know you've got the same amount, and there's consistency in your fly then. Just pull them 90 degrees to the stem and pull them off. Timing with a natural curve going up. Doesn't want to be very long. There we go. Pull that tight and go further up. This is one way of tying, and there's several ways of tying this, but tie the rib and the feather, partridge, pheasant in together. I've got quite a lot of long strand of wire here because I'm going to use that for the thorax. The later. Bring that to the front. And then take your time and build your thorax up with wire. And this puts a little bit of weight on. And just take your time. Just bear with me. It's quite fine wire, so it'll take a bit of building up. Come to the front. Tie that off. And flatten your fibres over, bring them to the front. And go back behind the thorax and pull your feathers over again. There you go, and tie that off. Broke off just in time. And then cut your waist off. And that's one way of doing the pheasant tail. Happy with that?
Cracking.
And I'll show you another way. This again is a size 12 partridge sprout wet. Same with the thread again. Start that on. And a bit of copper there. Tie that on the way down. To the bend. And again, 5 feet into 6, 5 or 6 feathers, whichever flip fibres. Tie your tail in. And now, make sure that's nice and tight. Up to your thorax and tie this in this time towards you because we're going to rib it the opposite way. Now tie this in the opposite way you would normally. Tie that off. And then rib your fly. One turn at the back. It's nice even ribbons. Twice round your thread, and then that'll tie that off. And for the thorax, I'm going to use some Semperfly Peacock chenille as opposed to natural peacock, and I think I think this stuff really stands out. This is the small. I do it in 2 sizes. It's got little bits of copper.
And the micro size for
The micro, and I think for the synthetic peacock, I think it really stands out nice. Don't know what you think.
I quite like it as well.
Then we'll do the same again. Go over, bring it to the back of the thorax, and that. And tie it off. I mean, if you want, I mean, those little tiny flies, you can put a bit of varnish on the thread if you want to, just make that little bit of longevity. Just pop that on the thread. There we go. You all right with that? Yep. Any focus, is it?
I prefer the shell back tied in like that as well.
What? Doubled over?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so you don't, you get a nice neat head and it don't clog it up at all, like so. Right. I'm going to tie another one now. I don't know whether I've showed it you before. Called the Ballerina. Have you seen it before, have you? Or
No.
there's a chap who used to be in our club, John Bergdale, in one of his flies actually. I've got a size, I've got a picture 12. I'm on a size 12. Sick. Right, I want a 3mm brass bead. Then I'll put it on there. Okay. Right. Since we start off how we just done, put some copper wire in. Into the bend. Push it slightly bigger up. We're going to put 6 fibres in. There we go. Now this part's the same as what we've already done. Don't forget. The top. That's still in focus.
Yeah.
Right. Turn around the back. With your fly. Here's where the fly gets its name now. I'm going to put it back to the back. I want 3 strands of marabou. The white marabou. But you do just want 3. Bear with me. There's 3 strands. Wet it. And you want 3 on one side. And 3 again on the other side. Tie them out the way. Looks a bit messy at the minute. I'll tidy it up in a minute, don't worry. And get your, I'll use this synthetic peacock again. And do a little thorax up. Put that off. And then over. And gather the marabou up. That's a little breather at the back. That's still in focus, yeah?
Yeah.
You want a brown apple. Put a bit of wax on. You don't pull out. Just put a little apple on the front.
going to be some disturbance with that as it's pulled through the water.
It's a good fly. I've used this plenty of times at Bransford and it catches fish, this does. It's like a mixture of all things, like it's got everything in it, but it's a good fly. And final quick finish. Yeah, you all happy with that one?
Yeah. And that's called the Ballerina.
Ballerina, because a little tutu at the back, like so. There we go. Just have a quick drink. Right. Over there. This is size 14. This is another one I've used at Bransford. Dead simple pattern. You've all heard of it, a black and peacock spider.
Everyone's got to have one of those in their box.
Yeah. And just get the strands of peacock. Now, usually a single strand or a couple of strands, it doesn't matter. However you want to tie you. What I've been doing lately is keeping the thread to the back and leave the thread there, and what it does, it get no gaps in your peacock, just the thread push it all back.
Handy tip that, Paul.
You should have used your novice.
Why? I could use any. I've got several. I could have used me all of them. Doesn't matter. I was using me regal all weekend, and then get a hen hackle.
Have you tried it with a synthetic, and have you noticed any difference?
I haven't. No, I haven't. I say it'd come out the same, but I'd use a slightly bigger one. I think they use a 1 mil and a 1.5 mil. They're in the synthetic.
Yeah, they've got two, haven't they?
It just makes it a bit woollier, doesn't it?
I must admit, I use the micro more than I use any of it.
Mm. And then just tie that off. Okay, we're tied up in a minute. I've got stuff everywhere. Ah, just knock that in. Bear with me, mate. I'll put another one on. Looking around for all my stuff. I've got the right mess on my bench now.
At least it's not deer hair.
Oh no, it's everything else.
What's the hackles? Is that a Mets?
That's a whiting.
Is it? Oh, yeah.
A white Herbert Millionaire. Herbert Milner.
Yeah, I don't particularly like Mets myself.
I was talking with a lot of Mets the weekend because that's what Tuttle do like. They're all right.
Bit too webby for me.
So they've got now hen capes and got cock capes. There we go. With a varnish on.
This is probably one of the most underrated flies these days, but I think it's deadly.
I'll catch that, Will. No problem. You all right with that? Right, yeah, we've tiny tidy up because got stuff everywhere at the minute. Want to carry on, yeah?
Yeah, carry on, Paul.
Get some stuff because I've got it everywhere at the minute. Normally I tie 4 or 5 flies, they never, tidy up and get rid of all that, but got stuff everywhere at the minute. Right. I'll do a little shrimp pattern. What we use when we went to Rutland. Pattern called the Rutland shrimp. Going to one of the chaps, Richard Bennett. This is a size 10 grub. 12s, 14s, whichever.
What are those hooks, Paul?
This one I've just picked out is an osprey.
It's a beastly thing, isn't it?
Pardon?
It's a good strong hook.
It is because it's, I'm going to put some weight on it there.
Well, the others osprey as well.
Now I've been using
Partridge.
spite and partridge.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I've got all of them. Whichever I fancy, like I've got a box of everyone. So I've got some sticky lead here. And just put that on, touching turns. You come to the top, snap it off, and then 2/3 on, and put another layer on. It's cool how deep you want it to sink, really. How fast you want it to sink. And then finally, this is quite a bit of weight on that. And I've got some grey. This is Danville's.
I'm a great fan of Danville's. It lays flat and splits easy.
Wow. I like you women, Derek.
I do like Danville's.
Life pattern spits easy. It's quite springy though, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Pete Webb's a fan of Danville's, like so.
Got a job to get it now, I think, Davils.
I think Flytown Boutique's got a bit in it.
I don't know.
I didn't know. I've had mine years, like so.
I've got Danvils, I've had it for years, but
And then I'm going to put a piece of silver wire in. It's only small wire. I've got some Mirage, but this is the large. Right on the top. And got there, and then want some hair's mask. And you could use any colour you want. This is just natural. And this got a nice taper in it. Working way up. This is just hair's mask that I've took off the mask and put it in a blender. There's plenty of underfur in it. Okay. And then at the head, I'm going to put a little bit of orange in. This is rabbit. I love rabbit dubbing. I think it's brilliant stuff.
Nice and soft, isn't it?
Yeah. 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 Pull the Mirage over. Make sure that's on the top. Your way stuff. Now turn at the back. And then ribbit. Just be careful keeping the Mirage on the top. Push around the thread. And then put your Velcro. And just put it all down. finish that. Make sure everything's brought down, and take your scissors. And just to knock that orange step out, I've got some orange thread here. Do a nice little orange head. There we go. And just finish that off. And just put a bit of varnish on top. Well up with that.
Tidy. That additional trigger point to the thread makes it stand out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a right. Next, I'll do the. What are we doing? Perfection. 1 minute. Right, so there's a size 14 nymph hook. I'll put a 3mm gold bead on. Right, this is a Nugget Montana black thread. Now you can always do it like the original with a feather, or you feather fibers for the tail, or you can use marabou like somebody was saying earlier. Okay. Small bunch of black cockacles for the tail. Now, if you want more movement, obviously put the marabou in. Put them nice. They're back. And some black Chanel. And expose the core. And just expose the core, it's easier to tie in there. Point out. Thumbs and thumbs out. There we go. a short way down. You got to make sure you leave enough room because you've got a nugget on a bead on there for your thorax feather and everything. Leave that one, sorry. Pull that all the way back. There you go. Back up. Now, I've used this many times at Bransford and it really does work. Oh, 1 second. You don't want a big hackle, just a small. There you go. And we want some green chenille. Spells the cord again. Cut the lights off. And try and get 2 or 3 turns for your thorax. Your hackle pliers and wind your hackle through your chenille. Back the back off. Back the back. Okay. There you go. Put that off. Bring your chenille over. Now bit finish. Look a bit of varnish on your thread. Put that off. If you've any bits you don't like, get rid of them. You happy with that?
Magic. Has anybody got any questions for Paul so far?
No? They're all happy?
All happy?
Right. And one more prepared to tie for you. If anything that anybody requests afterwards. So your lightweight was a hook now. This size 14. One thread again. And you can always either use a foam tube or flat foam, depending on how much you want to sink them, or either a tube or some flat foam. Not really matter. I can time with flat foam for you later on. Get your lighter. Up there at the end. Use your short as long as you want. Finish in front, this out on the top. And then you want some knotted legs. So bend them again. Right, I like to tie 3 either side. On that side. And with that. Just make sure they're tied in nicely. And into brown apple. Excellent. And back along. And bring it up all the way towards the eye, touching turns. Want more apple and obviously lose slightly bigger hook. I'll take you further in the bend. So pull them back and then pull your foam tube on. And a bit of varnish.
you ever add wings to it, Paul?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can add wings, you can do whatever, like, but let's say that's just a quick little fly. Sits on the water, the legs support it and the hackle support it. You can cut the hackles off underneath so it sits further in the water if you want to. It's up to you. Do exactly the same with a flat if you want. Want me to do one with a flat phone? I'll use a slightly bigger hook. This is a 12, this one. Bring it in again. There we go. Now this being bigger bit of foam, it floats a bit longer. Depending how you want it to float in the water and whether you want to sink or not. I'll just cut some of that off.
He don't want to play, does he?
No, it's me. I'm all fingers and thumbs. Like a man with no arms. There we go. And when you get to the Irish Fly Fair, they tie the legs in on the top.
Do they?
Yeah, their legs will be up here. I don't know why, but all the Irish flies have got legs in at the top like that. Should have asked that chappie the other way, Keith. He'd have said, why wouldn't he? Gary, is it, or who was the chap last week?
Uh,
Chap trying to do your hair.
oh, Rick.
No, oh, I missed the last week. The one before. What was his name there?
George.
Oh, that's it. He'd have known because they were Irish, didn't they?
George Burdus.
That's him. But yeah, they're always time on top. All the Irish lads do. I think this pattern's a Stevie Cullen pattern, isn't it?
What, the square foam?
Yeah. I don't think much matter, but I know this one floats that a little bit longer, like I say. Use a bit of orange thread for the head. And yeah, it's just the same pattern. Is just slightly different with the background. And then if you wanted to sit a little bit closer in the water, just cut these off underneath, and that'll sit flatter in the water. You all right with that?
Tidy.
Right, is there any questions? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 10.
Yeah.
Oof. Any questions, anybody?
Well done, Paul.
Oh,
Yeah. hang on.
yeah, sorry, mate. I was it's very similar to the flies that I type as daddies, but I use chenille bodies.
Yeah.
Now I know they don't float as well as the foam, but I always cover them in watershed.
Yeah.
Everybody's used it. It's a bit like waterproofing that you use on coats and things.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
And I always find they sit right in the film. They sit very low.
Yeah.
And I've always found that better than popping them up with foam.
Yeah, it's to say that it's just a steamy colour pattern he uses foam, like, so. Sometimes I want them sitting high, sometimes, I mean, you can sink them a bit so they go under the water, so, you know, you put them in a wave, it's all according. And on the day, they'll have what they want, wouldn't they, really?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You can mix and match as well. Do the extended body with chenille and the back, the thorax with foam.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
There's no rules about doing anything. It's just what works on the day, and it's
Yeah. No matter what flies you got, if the fish don't want them, you ain't going to catch.
Well, that's true.
no, but as I say, at Bransford, that Ballerina and the Montana, they work really well. They do. All a little tiny black fly with a marabou tail and a bit of a bead. Only a size 14 or so.
Well, at Bransford, the one I was catching on was a little tiny. It had black marabou in the tail.
Yeah.
It had a black thread body with 3 turns of lurex, and then a cock hackle, a hen hackle at the front. And it just folded back.
Yeah.
That's what I was catching on at Bransford.
Yeah, but I always think black and green, especially with coloured water, anything like, works really well. Like, I mean,
Black and green has taught me loads of fish over at Clywedog.
yeah, it's universal. I mean, it's you wouldn't think being coloured water, if it's not so clear, but black and green shows up better, don't they, in the coloured water?
Yeah.
I've always found anyway.
Has anybody got any more questions for Paul?
Paul, the Montana, I've never seen one with a bead before. Where's that come from?
Nugget.
It's called a Nugget Montana. I think
Nugget Montana.
I bought one originally from the first lot of flies I had when I first started fishing. I went to the shop and they gave me a bunch of flies, and 20 flies or so, like, and that was one that was in them. But I think it works really well at Bransford. That one does.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it with a bead before.
Yeah, it's And being in the middle, it rather than being at the front end, it seems to work better. I don't know, but it seems to swing.
Doesn't dip as much.
No.
Stays on an even keel.
And I've tied it with the feather fibres, and I've tied it with marabou.
In Devon, we got a fly called a nomad, which we use very similar colours, but the beads right the way back with like a bead with thread.
Like a tapered snout in it.
Yeah, and that one there worked very well down here, but it's the same colouring formation. It's just funny how some flies in different areas work, isn't it?
Yeah. Over the nomad, it's quite an old fly, that, isn't it?
Big
Yeah.
thank you for tonight, Paul.
Pardon?
Big thank you for tonight.
No problem. So we ain't having one for a while now.
No, it would be
That's it.
sort of mid-September.
I wish you all the best with your endeavours. It's not easy.